Well, here we go with the video version of my budget summary. It's also available on email for most of our clients and also as a blog post if you'd like to read or download anything. So here goes. Before the budget, one wag commented that settling down to watch the budget is now a bit like the FA Cup final, a once national event no longer quite so relevant. As ever, my comments are not political. This is not about the team in blue and yellow who kicked off, or the Reds, but on the game itself. Now, pleasingly for me, I called tie watch correctly again for the fourth year running. Well, almost the fourth year running. I did call light blue before the event, and I would concede his tie was bright blue rather than light blue. But I'd like to think I was close enough. And it's not always just been blue. I don't think I've gone for the safe bet. I've called gold and purple correctly before and others. Now, like many people, I saw the picture of the new pound coin in the morning before the budget, and I realised this was going to cost me money, not because I operate vending machines, but the stock library photo on the front of my tax tables, which are attached to the email if you're getting this in that version, or downloadable from the website, got pictures of the pound coin on the front, so I'm going to have to shell out for a new tax table. So thanks, George. The budget cost me money almost from the outset. However, the new 12-sided feature was good news for some though. Again, you can see this on the online version, but Jaffacakes were very quick to put up on Twitter a picture of a 12-sided Jaffa cake and saying that counterfeit Jaffa cakes would now be harder to make. So that was quite amusing. Kudos to the Jaffa cake marketing people there. Coin factoid though, if you're thinking that this is the first 12-sided £1 coin since I was born in 1971 when the threepenny bit was removed from circulation, you'd be incorrect, because the Royal Mint do in fact make a very small number of silver 12-sided coins, 3p coins, for the traditional Maundy money sets that they put out every now and then. So on to the serious stuff, but that of course is not then the beer and bingo, hard-working folks. The increased personal allowance, £10,000, which is obviously a coalition thing, they wanted that in. The £145 reduction in the basic rate tax, and more changes to company car tax, capital allowances changing, CGT reinvestment relief changing. All of this will be in my downloadable documents if you're into that kind of stuff. The basic rate band, good to see that going up again, or going up from the 10,000 to 10,500 in the future. And nice to see for the first time in a good few years the higher rate band moving. Now, call me a cynic, but I do suspect that was there just to avoid the comment that there's been historically in recent years about the fact that stayed still, so more and more people are getting dragged into the basic rate band, the higher rate band. So just by increasing that a little so that the number of people doesn't actually change, albeit much higher than it used to be, that's what I think that one was all about. A nicer ISA, we got told. So just before the budget, last month, in fact, when we were sending information out to clients about topping up your ISAs and getting ready for next year, we were lamenting the fact that they're ridiculous numbers, 11,520 moving to 11,880. Why could they not just make it a nice round number like 12,000 and then leave it there for 5 years, something like that? So it's really nice to see that that's been moved to 15,000 coming in the summer, assuming that's all right, and all this faffing around about the differences between cash ISAs and not cash ISAs being wiped away as well. That would be that's much needed. Ridiculous rules, very, very silly indeed. Child ISAs, again, just rounding up from 3,720 to 4,000. And again, really looking forward to the time when this anomaly against silly rules about the old CTFs, Child Trust Funds, and junior ISAs is going to get wiped away. So we'll have one tax-free savings product for children. The sooner that arrives, the better, really. If you want the downloadable fact sheet from HM Treasury on the NISA, N-I-S-A, new ISA, NISA, get it? Well done. Is downloadable again from the email version of this. 10p rate for savers has gone. Good. That, I think, just absolutely good riddance for me. That was always just a trick question in an exam when you had to work out somebody's income tax. Ridiculous. National savings. Good news on the premium bonds, going up from 30,000 to 40,000 to 50,000, but regular clients will know that I used to be a massive fan of premium bonds, huge fan. But unfortunately, over the years, they've eroded the actual rate that you get. And effectively now what you get is more prizes of a smaller amount. So the thing is, you feel like you're winning more because you get more envelopes of £25, but the overall rate of return is nowhere near what it used to be. So the fact you can put more money in something that isn't very good, yeah, I'm not convinced. But premium bonds have got a place, don't get me wrong. Nice for bonds, pensioner bonds, so-called, for people over 65. Going to be announced in the autumn. But that's good that they're back. But wow, pensions, let's finish on that. That was the big one, wasn't it? I was speaking to a client the day before the budget. He said, what do I think is going to happen? And other than my tie prediction, I said, yeah, do you know what? I don't think they're going to fiddle around with pensions again. I suppose I was right. They didn't fiddle around, did they? It was a bombshell, and a nice bombshell, and a not leaked bombshell. So that was really good. HM Treasury said, they tweeted this within moments of George, pensioners will have complete freedom to draw down as much or as little of their pension pot as they want, any time they want. And I just hope that is true. So many times over the last decade plus, we've really seen these kind of pension announcements, and then the devil's been in the detail, and it's not quite been as good as what we thought. So let's hope that really is the case. The Chancellor stated that by removing the effective requirement to buy an annuity, people will have greater flexibility in accessing their pensions. This means people can choose how they access their defined contribution pension. For example, they could take all their pension savings as a lump sum, draw them down over time, or buy an annuity. So if that is the case, thumbs up. And again, the pension HM Treasury guide help sheet is attached, or email me if you want a download. 55% tax charge gone, just going to be your marginal rate of tax. Brilliant. That was a ridiculous piece of tax legislation in the first place. It should never have been there. It was unjust, unfair, and the fact that that's gone and it's now just going to be your basic marginal rate of tax is how it should have been in the first place. So that's good. So the Chancellor says, right, so changes to the pension rules will come into effect 27th of March 2014. This is not going to necessarily be all of these changes. These changes are reducing the amount of guaranteed income you need to access your savings flexibly from 20,000 to 12,000, so that's good news. Increasing the total pension savings that can be taken as a lump sum from 18 to 30,000. Cap drawdown up from 120 to 150%, that's really good news as well. And some more stuff about small pots and taking those out. There's also quite a nice graphic that the Treasury put together about all the different savings. Again, this is on the download, on the email version, you can get that. And I'm going to close by saying that the Chancellor stated and started by saying that this was a budget for makers and for doers and for savers. And I am now going to be completing all of those things. I'm going to go off now to do my job, making my clients' finances simpler and saving them time, money and tax. Bye-bye.